Hello and welcome. This is Totally Not Experts. I'm Blake Matson. Today I'm figuring out how to fish for prawns, and I'm no expert. So before we get started, this is the show where we try doing things we've always wanted to try doing and haven't for whatever reason. Today I'm joined by a multitude of people that I'm just not going to feature here. You're going to see a little bit of my family, a little bit of friends. Everyone's out on this trip figuring out how to catch prawns. So if you're like our friends from the East Coast, you might not know what prawns are. You might have heard of shrimp. They're pretty much the same thing, but way bigger. So we're out here in Pender Harbor for our summer vacation. We're out right on the water, as you can see. So we thought we would make use of that and get some food from it. I spent most of my life growing up around the ocean, in the ocean, on top of the ocean. But sad to say, I haven't spent much time eating from the ocean. So that's what we're gonna try to do today. So prawning sounds simple enough, right? You get some traps, bait them with prawn pellets, maybe some cat food, clip some weights on the line, drop them out deep, but not too deep. You come back in a bunch of hours and hope you caught something. So I spent the majority of the time prawning with my dad and my, I guess, brother-in-law, Brandon. So that's who you'll be seeing the majority of the time. Together, the three of us took off to drop some traps. So the first day I got there, my dad had already dropped the traps, so we decided we'd go check on them. Just heads up, it gets pretty rough from here. The audio's pretty bad. Done my best. Our results were pretty rough too. What is that though?
It's an alien, man.
If there's ever an alien, it's gonna be in the ocean, or alien things you're gonna find in the ocean. When you got one, maybe two prawns that day, it wasn't very good.
Fish. Oh, wow. How'd you get it in the butt?
Swam right through the hole. So Dad, what are we doing right now?
We caught one prawn and it's not enough to take home to cook, so we're just gonna have some sushi.
Yum.
They don't peel as well when they're fresh as after they've been in the fridge for a night.
Yeah. So making some sushi right on the boat.
Sashimi?
There you go. Nice.
Take a big one.
Silence worries me. That was it.
Tastes like prawn. That tastes like sushi, yeah.
Just kind of salty. We decided to pull up traps and head for a new location and try our luck again.
So we are at
You ready for brad trapping?
300 feet. Snap that up. Now you just hold it up to it.
Yeah. Oh, I missed the toss.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
So that line is weighted. It has little bits of lead woven into it.
Yeah.
So it goes straight down, and it's not a hazard to navigation. The whole thing can be weighted,
Yeah.
or your bottom end could be floating.
Right.
It goes like this. It floats and then it sinks, and then it comes up to your Scotsman,
Yeah.
and it's not a hazard to navigation.
Oh, okay.
Or it's not a hazard
Or-
to your own boat when you come in to get it.
To pick it up and.
When it's windy and the tide's running hard, you don't want to, oh shit, we got it.
Yeah.
Oh shit, we cut it.
Yeah. So with the trap set again, we took off and once again waited. So yesterday was not successful, so we re-dropped the traps, right? You guys saw, and now we gotta go check them out. Hopefully we got more than two.
Pull it. all the work.
We came back early in the morning, and
Big uns.
5.
okay,
So
we
this-
got
5 times
we
the
got
amount?
5. Whoa, whoa!
Hold this in one hand. You take this, undo it in the other hand.
Yep.
And then you just don't open up all the way. Just give it a shake.
Yep.
And there you go. They're empty.
We got more than yesterday. I think we got 10.
Yeah. So it's enough to have, steak and prawns, right?
Yeah, we can have 2 prawns each.
Yeah.
Let's get this.
Wow! Come on, buddy.
Coming in.
Yeah, it's in the water. Nice.
Is that not efficient? You want to feel them?
We caught an octopus by accident. After some persistence and a wildlife show.
I don't see any time.
Wow, give us a little flick. Beauty. Thanks, buddy. We actually caught some prawns.
Look at that. Catch of the week.
Biggest haul yet. No octopus, but something edible here.
Oh yeah. Woo! Woo!
Look at that.
Boys, we finally found the spot. My,
That's good.
me oh my.
That's like, ouch, that's like 30 of them in there.
Yeah, at least.
So we've had a good amount of luck on this haul. Probably got about 50 prawns right now, and we're going for our 3rd trap. Brandon's just about to pull it. Holy fuck.
Oh man.
Woo! Look at all those bad boys. That's, yeah, good. And then you gotta crap out the prawns.
That was a pretty good haul, that last one. That's the best that we've had so far. Holy shit, what
That's a fucking octopus.
look at the size of that fucker. Holy crap.
That's like a bit terrifying, to be honest with you. Holy. Holy. Well, I guess we got none in this one. Somebody went to town.
Did you eat all our dinner there, buddy?
Well, should we go, oh, there is one in there. It was too big for him. This guy could just eat your face.
He probably could. Oh, he's gone. Got him?
So we finally had some luck catching prawns. But how do you prepare them? By ripping their heads off, of course.
Have that prickly, pointy sword thing there. You don't want to get poked by it. Actually does hurt. Grab, squeeze tight here. Turn. Good squeeze. Twist. And put the right piece in and the wrong piece out.
So that's the inside of a prawn head. This guy's unfortunately been killed.
We're chumming the water here.
That stuff right there
Toss the line down.
is the brain, and some people like to suck it. It's high in protein and it's just gross.
Completely.
I'll show you guys. You see that? Yeah, it's the brain.
Oh,
You're all, man.
So that was learning to prawn. I don't know. It may have looked boring to you guys, but I quite enjoyed myself. I know my dad and Brandon also really enjoyed themselves. It was his first time really prawning for me, for Brandon, for a bunch of us too. So it was a great experience. Thank you, Dad, for taking us. I'm glad you had all the equipment already. Yeah, so on that note, equipment, that's probably the biggest barrier to entry to this sport, activity, hobby. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to do this, even with all the gear already purchased. But that's why you befriend or take advantage of somebody who's already purchased all the gear ahead of time, like my dad, because you know you need line, traps, baits, weights, bait cups, buoy, a Scotty Polar, not to mention a boat to do it in, and then the gas to get out there. I mean, the polars are optional, but it sucks to pull up those traps from that depth. They're not that heavy, but man, there's a lot of resistance in the water pulling that shit up. While they're optional, they're pretty much required. The awesome thing about it is, obviously you get to eat what you catch. I've now got a bag of prawns in my freezer that'll probably last me quite a while. We ate prawns most nights we were away, once we actually caught them, obviously, because we might have bought some, I don't know. I'm not in charge of that stuff. It's not really like fishing, because you pretty much just set it, forget it, come back in a few hours. Like, you can go and do whatever you want. You're not trapped there like you are with fishing. But with traps, you tie on a buoy, you toss it in the water, and you come back, a day later, and boom, you've got a bounty of goods. Yeah, it's basically like all fishing is. It's an excuse to hang out with the boys or your buddies or whoever, and have a good time. So I think that'll do it for this episode of Totally Not Experts. This has been Prawning. Thank you for watching. Again, if you want to follow me on socials, it's all down below. I don't post all that often or care too much about it, but it's there if you do. So until next time, this has been Totally Not Experts. I'm Blake Matson, and remember to be your own expert.